If you want to be more confident, just believe in yourself. Sounds so simple, right? But why is it so hard to do? And what does it even mean to believe in yourself? How do we do that? How do we feel good about ourselves so that we can feel more confident? I'm going to break it all down for you today and talk about the 3 building blocks of confidence so that by the end of this talk, you will have a step-by-step action plan that is going to seriously increase your confidence, and it's going to give you things to do so you don't just have to believe in yourself without knowing what that means and hope for the best. But first, if you're new here, welcome to our incredible little corner on the internet. Take a second, introduce yourself in the comment section below. If you're back again, always good to have you. Special shout out to my shifters. Really good to have you here. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, button's about right down there. If you get something out of the video, if you could like it, amazing. And either way, my name is Kristina, and I am a registered clinical therapist, a researcher, a coach, a speaker, and an author, and the creator of my membership community, the Shift Society, that you can get more information about in the description below. I help heart-centered humans think better, feel better, have better, and live better every single day. And this whole idea of confidence, most people want to be more confident, but what does that even mean? A lot of the times we think that confidence is this destination that we get to in the future once we have achieved something or acquired something or look like something or have reached some kind of specific goal or something in our life has fundamentally changed and then we can be confident. But that's not how it works. Confidence is not a destination. Confidence is a decision, and it's deciding to believe in ourselves, deciding to value ourselves, deciding to think well about ourselves. So how do we do that? We go to these 3 foundational building blocks of confidence, and I'm going to go through each one of them and tell you what they are and give you specific steps to start implementing them and applying them so that you can actually build authentic confidence on a foundation that is firm, stable, and robust. And the first building block of authentic self-confidence is something called self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is just your own thoughts about your ability to succeed at the things you set out to do. Your own sense that you can be successful, that you can reach your goals, that you can go for something and figure out how to get it, that you have things that you are good at. And if you're not immediately good at them, then you know that you can figure out how to be good at them, specifically the things that are most important to you. So basically, it's just your belief that you can be effective at the things you set out to do, hence self-efficacy. So you want to be a good public speaker? You believe that you can acquire the skills and do the work and do the practice to be a good public speaker. You want to be a good leader. You want to be good at grandparenting or parenting. You want to be a good cook, good at sports, good at academics. And you believe that you can either do it now and you are good at those things and you can be good at those things, or that you can learn how to be good at those things. Usually our self-efficacy increases when we set out to do something and we're successful at it and or we get positive feedback about it. People say, you're really good at this. I noticed how much you've improved in this. You've got great skills at this. And then you're like, yeah, I am effective at those things. So I have a good sense of self-efficacy. Everyone has things that they are good at. Everyone has strengths. Sometimes we discount ourselves and our strengths and the things that we are good and effective at because we see them as not as important as something someone else is doing. Or we might see it as, well, I'm not the best at this, so it doesn't actually count. Or this skill or this ability or this talent is not unique to me. Other people can do this too, so I'm not gonna let myself just really bask in this and feel good about it. But that's not the way that it works. This isn't compared to anyone else. This is your own self-assessment that you are good at this thing, that you have skills within this thing, that you are effective within this thing. And also, you know that you are because you've gotten feedback from others saying that you are. So I want to invite you right now to put a pen to paper or fingers to keyboards and type in the comment section right now, or write down on a piece of paper right now, what are a few things that you are effective at, that you are good at, that you make an impact even in a small way or a big way at, that you recognize in yourself at being effective or skilled at. It doesn't matter what it is. Name a few of them. The second building block for self-confidence is your self-concept. And this is just a fair and accurate portrayal of who you are, including your strengths and your weaknesses, the things that you are great at, the things that you are working on. Basically, it would be how you would answer the question, tell me about yourself. Now, for some among us, having even just the idea of that question being asked brings up a lot of anxiety. What do you mean, tell me about myself? What do you want to know? What is it about me that you are looking to find out? I don't know. Who am I? But take a little bit of a step back and a deep breath. Calm down and just think about things that you like, how you like spending your time, the different roles that you play, the different organizations that you're a part of, maybe your religious beliefs or some other kind of groups that are important to you. So tell me about yourself. Are you a mom? Are you a dad? Are you a friend? Are you a cousin? Are you a day trader? Are you a stamp collector? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Are you an atheist? Are you someone who enjoys going out for long runs? Are you someone who likes to stay home and keep to themselves? Do you like people? Do you like crowds? Do you like small groups? Do you like cooking? Who are you? What is it that makes you, you? So just how would you describe yourself? And again, this doesn't mean you have to only talk about the things that you are amazing at, only looking at your strengths, but it also doesn't mean that you're only going to focus on your shortcomings. So often we describe ourselves by the things that we're not good at, that we're not. Well, I'm not very good at this, or I'm not enough like this, or I should be more like that, or I wish I had accomplished this. Instead of just really taking a step back and recognizing where we are, who we are, how we are, what we like, what we don't like, what's important to us, what's not important to us. You can be as exhaustive as you want in describing things about yourself. But the goal here is to not see our weaknesses or our shortcomings as something that is negative or that makes us inferior. Not everyone is great at everything, and that is just the way that it is. Being confident doesn't mean you have to be the best at everything, have it all figured out, be completely successful at everything you try, or feel like an emotionally robust, stable, regulated person all the time. The only thing that makes confident people special is they know they don't have to be special before they can be confident. Confidence comes from an accurate and fair representation and description of ourselves. So, what is it that makes you you? How would you describe yourself? And be very careful here to not go into that trap of only thinking about the things that you're not good enough at, that you need to be working on, that you're failing at, that are inferior about you. Because your self-concept is made up of your thoughts, and you get to choose which things you are going to focus on. You could focus on the things that are not the best, or you could focus on the things that are going well and the things that you are working on. And if you are going to mention the things that are not the best, doing it in just a neutral, descriptive way. I am not the most patient person. I love to dance, but I am not the best dancer in my class. I love to cook, but my meals turn out usually just mediocre. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you could see those things as failures or shortcomings or things to come down on yourself about, or you could just see them as facts, and that's fine. But then you could also look at it a different way and be like, I am not the best dancer in the adult dance class, but I go there with such enthusiasm and I have so much fun and I get to feel like myself. Or I might not be the best cook, but I love creating interesting dishes and playing with flavors. And sometimes they're really great and sometimes they're a total flop. So just describing yourself in a fair way. And the third building block of self-confidence is your self-esteem. This one can get a little bit more complex, but I want to simplify it for you. Think about your self-esteem as just your general thoughts about yourself. And you could have thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable enough, I'm not competent enough, I'm not likable enough, I'm not magnetic enough, I'm not a leader enough, I'm not assertive enough, I'm not whatever it is that you are using to disqualify your value or worth as a human. Or you could just see yourself as, I am a human being. I have some things that I'm working on, and I have some things that I really am proud of myself for. I have some things that are not my favorite about myself, and I have some things about myself that I really like. There are some people who really like me and really value me, who I feel connected to, who I feel on the same page as. And there are some people who I don't jive with, who I'm not on the same page with, who there isn't that automatic and easy connection with. And that's okay. That is true for everyone. So I want you to think about, if you struggle with your self-esteem, with just believing in your self-worth, think about what thoughts you are choosing to think about yourself. Because the truth is, all of us have things that are great about us, and all of us have things that we could be working on. No matter who it is, the most confident people ever, the most secure people ever, the people with the highest self-esteem ever, don't delude themselves into thinking that they are perfect or that they have to be perfect before they can feel good about themselves. They are able to recognize their strengths and accept themselves for their weaknesses. And also look at the things that they want to be working on and investing themselves in those things. What are some things that make you you? What are some things that you recognize about yourself, that you like about yourself, that you value about yourself? All of us have them. Your self-esteem is just going to be determined by what you choose to focus on or dwell on about yourself. Also with self-esteem, if you have a low self-esteem, then when it comes to failures or mistakes or setbacks, you are going to use those as reasons to come down hard on yourself, to doubt yourself, to criticize and judge yourself. And as a result, it's going to make you want to either take a step back or give up. So let's say you think that you are a good teacher or a good friend or a good home decorator, and someone gives you feedback that your decor style is weird, or that you're not a very good teacher, or friends go on a camping trip and they don't invite you. Getting that information, if you have a low self-esteem, you're going to think, well, I'm a terrible decorator. Oh, I must be a terrible teacher. Or, oh, they didn't invite me, so they must not like me. I must be not a very good friend. And you're going to come down on yourself, and you'll probably take a step back, and you might even give up. But if you have high self-esteem, you will receive feedback like that as an opportunity to learn, reflect, and grow. You'll use that feedback as information to decide whether or not this is something that you want to work on. Maybe you could just be like, you know what? Their opinion that I don't have good decor style, that's up to them, and that's fine. I'm just going to leave that. Or if someone's like, well, you're not a very good teacher, you might want to ask them, okay, what areas do you think I can improve on? And then you're going to be inclined to improve. If your friends go on a camping trip and you're not invited, then you might take a step back and say, okay, are there some things that I could be doing to be a better friend? Or could I just ask them? Maybe this was something that they just decided to do together because they didn't want a huge group. Or maybe these friends really wanted some bonding time one-on-one, and that's totally their prerogative. So when you have high self-esteem, you're going to receive feedback or quote unquote negative experiences in a totally different light. You're not going to use it as a reason to turn on yourself, turn against yourself, and bring yourself down. So when it comes to building your self-esteem, a really good place to start is to look for that negative feedback or to look at those more challenging experiences and asking yourself, how do I want to see them? Or what do I want to do about them? So the three main building blocks of self-confidence, self-efficacy, self-concept, and self-esteem. If this is something that you want to be working on in a deeper way, I have a guide for you. It's called the Simple Steps to Self-Trust. And this is going to really help you build that foundational relationship with yourself. It's going to help you get to know yourself better. And if you're struggling to know who you are and what you are and why you are, and not really knowing if you can believe in yourself yet or feel good about yourself, self-trust is where you want to start. So get that download, the Simple Steps to Self-Trust. The link is in the description below. And now let me know. Which one of these are you like, oof, I got to work on my self-concept, or, oh, I got to pay more attention to my self-efficacy and start recognizing the things that are going well, that I am doing well, that I have been successful at? Or are you like, my self-esteem really needs some work. I want to spend more time being gentle with myself, being good with myself, being good to myself, and working on the things that I want to improve instead of being hard on myself for the things that aren't perfect. It is always good to be with you. Thanks for joining me for this one. Grab that Simple Steps to Self-Trust. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Take good care of those around you. Bye for now.